Paul said if I tutor someone one-on-one, it's a lot easier than if I'm working 1-on-30. And actually, that's what I tell people all the time. I say teaching is tutoring multiple people simultaneously. That's what it is. Think of it this way. It's very important for your brain to think of it this way. Because if you're tutoring someone, what are you going to do? You're going to find out their needs, you're going to find out their learning style, and you're going to teach exactly to how they learn. But if you're with 30 people, you need to do the same thing. You need to hit all 4 learning styles simultaneously. And you need to be able to hit all of their needs at the same time. So we're going to do that today. We're going to show you how to do that today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 sets of tools. Now, this is why this is cool, because here's where we really get into practical stuff. So this is where we say, okay, we had all this theory this morning. We talked about all these different ways people learn. Now we got a room full of people. They all learn differently, every one of them. How do we teach all of them simultaneously and hit all 4 learners? How do we do it? So I'm going to tell you all the tools at your disposal, every one of them. And then I'm going to give you the first set I'm going to teach to you. The second set I'm going to have you do an independent activity where you research them. And then after that, you write down some information about them. Then we're going to talk about it. And then I'm going to give you the key takeaways. Did anybody notice something in that statement? What did you notice? The 4 learners will be handled. We'll research it. We'll give you a chance to write stuff about it. We're going to then talk about it. And then I'm going to give you the key steps and takeaways. Everybody's going to get their fix. Curriculum writers in the room, feel this. Look at the person next to you. Their lids are getting low. Do you feel it? Some of you are like, oh, I like this guy, but I don't know if I can keep doing this. So there's a thing here that we have. It's called the 7-20 rule. I started this section 35 minutes ago. That's it. Now, I don't know if you remember this, but 35 minutes in the morning, you guys were all about it. Do you remember that? I actually went for like 90, and you were like, I can keep going. Bring it on. And now you're like, oh my gosh, 35. Woo! So I need a different strategy now. I can't keep lecturing to you. It's just not going to happen. Why am I telling you this? Because you need to remember this. Paul?
I'm just noticing this because I'm not filling in all the
He's not filling them in anymore. He's like, all right, that's it. I've had enough.
No, I'm trying.
He's really trying. I know, I can see it in your guys' eyes. You guys are so funny. You're trying so hard for me. You know, I've built a report, and I can always tell if I got a report because people don't make it obvious that they're falling asleep, even though I can totally tell. They're like, oh, I hope he can't see me. Oh, so my point is, when you're in the morning and you're a curriculum writer, every 60 to 90 minutes you can switch. In the afternoon, 35 is about all you get. What is credibility? Credibility is 2 parts. It's you being credible, or actually me in this case. So you need to think I know what I'm talking about, and I need to look like I'm good here. Actually, you get about 15 minutes, 3 to 15 minutes, depending upon how long it is, but I get 15 to show you this. So a lot of you right now are in this, and you should feel this right now. You're in this moment where you're saying, all right, he better be good. Because if he's not, he's wasting my time. This is the way adults are. They're different from little kids. So I used to teach elementary school. Back when I was in high school, I taught summer schools with little kids. And little kids don't care if you're good or not. They don't care why they're there. But adults have to know why they're there. It's one of the biggest differentiators between little kids and adults. So I could say to little kids, I could say, hey, we're about to learn about earthworms today. And the little kids, if I showed one of the earthworms, then, oh boy, I can't wait to learn about earthworms. But they will not say, now wait a second, before I learn this, are you a good teacher? And by the way, is this going to affect my college in 20 years? Because if it does, then I'll learn it. But that's what you guys are doing right now. It's exactly what you're doing. So my point is, remember, you're wearing a trainer hat today. So if you're the trainer right now, ask yourself, how am I going to get my trainees to say, huh, he's good, or she's good? And then how am I going to get them to also say, yes, I should be here? And the biggest way to answer this is to answer the question, what's in it for me? So, for example, I used to have this in high school. Kids had to take algebra, and they look at me. By the way, there is no class out there that you're going to have a more challenging hook than algebra for a 9th grader. I mean, seriously, a 9th grader is all the way to the point where they're an adult now. And you got to say to them, why do you need algebra? Now, I know why they need algebra, and I totally got them to get this. I said, look, you're going to need algebra because you guys want to have an amazing life where you can achieve anything you want, right? This is going to open it up for you. You learn algebra, your doors are going to be open. And then they say, well, how? And I bet you these two guys can tell you. Chris and Paul can totally tell them this. Look, if you learn calculus, maybe they can't and they have to work on this. But either way, you got to be able to get there, right? And so what we'd say to them is, we spent 30 days on this with high school students. We said why they needed school and algebra. Where are you living right now? I'm living here. What do you want to do when you get older? I want to do this. You need algebra. If it's at the very least to get into the school that uses algebra as a weeder. That's why you need it. Oh, they do that? Yeah. And I am going to teach you how to get through the funnel. Stick with me, and you'll be fine. That's a hook. That's compelling.